Hey guys, Gina and Dave, we are back at Roseanne's kitchen table. Why are we here? Find out right there. Just click right there and it will take you to it. You will find out everything you need to know. And we have one more for you this week. I saw an interesting article in HuffPo from something on Psychology Today about the 7 habits of unhappy people. And I wanted to talk about it because I know you to be a happy woman, Gina.
Thank you very much.
And I wanted to judge you and see if you have any of these traits. So
I have them all.
number one, your default belief that life is hard. This is kind of interesting because there are a lot of people you meet all the time that are just in that thing. They think
They're
life
Sisyphus.
is. That's a word.
Thank you.
That is a word. They think life is there to defeat them, and it is coming at them all the time. Life is hard. Life is like you're like uphill all the time, and sometimes it gets a little easier. The incline gets less, and then suddenly.
That's what I was gonna say. Life is hard.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to attach all of your problems to it and all the reasons why you haven't been successful and all the reasons why you're not in this relationship, then that's your business. But like, yeah, life is hard.
Yeah.
Now, you grab your little tool belt, stop bitching, and fix it.
You ever have those brief moments, like a run, maybe of like a week or even 2 weeks? Sometimes you'll get it maybe for a month. I don't know.
2012.
Where you 2012 was what? It was hard.
Rough year.
Oh, rough. I was going to go the other way.
Sorry.
Where you suddenly have a run where you're like, wow, like I have this thing.
Yeah.
Like it's working. But that usually doesn't last that long because that's not the nature of the beast, right?
Well, and that's the thing. I think any momentum begets momentum. So if you're like, life is hard. Oh my God, gravity is so much heavier around me than everybody else. And it really does become that. And if you can lift yourself out of it, God bless you.
Yeah. What's the second one, Gina?
Oh, so you believe most people can't be trusted. I know a lot of ladies who believe this.
Yeah. Girls are constantly undermining each other to destroy each other, right?
Well, yeah, I was actually thinking more in terms of like they go out on dates, they meet dudes on Tinder, and you're surprised that you can't trust them.
Right. You're saying don't trust relatively anonymous people that you meet online, is that?
Do we have another 4 or 5 minutes?
Yeah, no.
Well, okay. And that's the thing. It's like, I don't think most people aren't trustworthy, but I think you definitely choose your own adventure. And if you're swiping right all the time, then you're going to meet some cuckoos.
Yeah, and especially we are in Los Angeles, and believe it or not, people, not everyone you meet in this town is trustworthy, but they will smile at you while they're trying to kill you.
Absolutely.
The third one, you concentrate on what's wrong in this world versus what's right. A lot of people do this. I really try not to do this. Like this is my main one. Like I get up and I try to like get something good going.
Is it what's wrong in the world or what's wrong in your life?
I guess it's probably both.
Yeah.
Like you can focus on all the things that you don't have and everything that's the system's screwing you versus just get out there and kind of make some things happen.
Well, you know, in the words of Dolly Parton in one of her newer songs, I'm a big fan. And shut up, by the way, because I already know I'm out ahead of you on the joke.
9 to 5.
She has a song called Better Get to Livin'. And you know what? Like, because I listened to it in the shower this morning. But that's the thing. It's like it's the same as believing life is hard. There are things out there that are going to be obstacles. Now, you want to stand there and stare at it and cry, or you want to try and figure out how to fix it.
Yeah, and not to be too spiritual, but it's a little bit of the secret, like law of attraction, right? You think things are going to be bad, and then you bring bad things to you. What do you got next, Gina?
You compare yourself to others and harbor jealousy.
Yeah.
And that we always said that's comparing your insides to somebody else's outsides, which is, I mean, it's so tempting all the time.
So my best example of this is in 1999, I was an intern at The Daily Show before it was like a huge hit. John had just taken over from Craig Kilborn. And I tried to get a job there. They told me I was going to get a job, but then it fell through literally the day I was supposed to start. And then a couple years went by. I was doing stand-up, struggling stand-up comic. You're hungry, literally, don't have a lot of money, living in a shitty apartment, blah, blah, blah. And then a guy who was a PA when I was an intern, so the PA is the lowest paid job you can basically have on a TV show. I was watching the Emmys one night, and John, because they had already accepted so many enemies, that was so weird.
Oh, paging Dr. Freud.
Yeah,
pick up your white courtesy phone.
John had accepted so many Emmys already that he didn't show up to the Emmys. And the guy that I was friends with at the time was now the executive producer of The Daily Show, and he accepted the Emmy. And I was really struggling as a comic at that time. And I remember thinking, sitting there like, did my life get derailed?
Yeah.
I was jealous of him, I was angry at him, and then I only knew him to be a good guy. So then I was like, I can't focus on that kind of energy.
Yeah.
And now we're friends now, and he's still off doing pretty good stuff.
Good for him.
But yeah, you can't hold that stuff.
No,
right?
and that's not even the life path that you were supposed to take anyway.
Yeah.
You just saw success and you wanted it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, what else? You consider your future with worry and fear.
Oh.
People get caught up in this one a lot, like worrying about shit that hasn't even happened
Yeah.
yet. This is a big one.
I can tell you personally, in therapy, it's called awfulizing. I think that we all do.
I'm pretty sure your therapist made up that phrase, awfulizing.
No, it's a thing. It's a verb.
That's a real thing?
Yeah.
Awfulizing?
Yeah, because we all do it. We awfulize. We're Chicken Little. The sky is falling. And we get in this habit where we're thinking, something good is going to happen to me. Oh, that means something terrible has to happen to make the world balance. That's not true.
All right. Well, the final one, as two people that talk for a living, Gina, what is it?
Oh, you fill your conversations with gossip and complaints.
Well, look, when we talk politics, it seems like complaining a lot, and I think sometimes people will comment like, "You hate America," because I want the system to. No, I love America.
Yeah.
I want it to work better.
Yeah.
So what comes off as, I suppose, complaining about the system doesn't work right, our politicians are sold out, all that stuff. To me, it's like, this is because I believe in it.
Yeah.
We got to make it better. We can't just let it go to hell in a handbasket.
Well, and then in the microcosmic version, they say that bonding, gossiping about people creates bonding between the two people who are hating on that other chick. So
so gossiping's like the strongest thing you can do to build a formative relationship.
Exactly, and that's not a judgment. That's just a fact from something I found on Twitter. So it must be true. So that's the thing. I mean, it has its place. It strengthens that core relationship, but at what price?
There you go.
We all do it.
Do you guys buy into these 7 factoids on what'll make you depressed and screw up your life? Let us know in the comment section right down below. Subscribe, all that good stuff. And we're going to do this again next week, barring... Well, it's the holidays. We'll see what happens.
Week after.
When they shut the camera, we'll start talking shit.
Yep.
All right.
Bye.